pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to work of the people of Howard County. Lord, for the rain. Flooding and that are affected by plus inches of rain in parts of this county. Help them to be able to repair their homes. We ask you watch over all the citizens of Howard County. Help us lead us. Help us again to do your work. Watch over our president, watch over Congress, and just lead them and guide them and help them to do what's best for the people.
Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight. I would like to take a second to say that anybody who has experienced damage from the flooding over the weekend, please contact the Howard County United Way. That's how we're going to start tracking the amount of damage here in Howard County. But it must be damage from the flooding. So please contact the United Way. Okay, do we have any special announcements or recognitions? We do not. Next will be approval of the previous meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are approved. That brings us to departmental business and reports. Our assessor, Mindy Hetty, is not here. So, Madam Auditor, I understand you're going to present.
Correct. Mindy is just wanting to reappoint Mark Hornstein and Cheryl Duncan to the PETA-BOA board.
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that appointment is, those appointments are approved. You read both?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Auditor. Next up is Mr. Stone Street from Maintenance.
Good afternoon. I have one request for some maintenance on the masonry at the courthouse through Marvel caulking. There's normal expansion joints, separation joints that need to be recaulked. The old caulk, whenever it was done last 30, 40 years ago, starting to dry out. Marvel caulking gave us a price of $10,920 to the entire courthouse, top to bottom, which is an amazing price. I'd like to award that to him, and I'd like to pay for it from Coomcat Building Upgrades, 1138.47243.
Any questions for Mr. Stone Street?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I have one item. It's a request for proposals for the compliance monitoring for the solar project. I'm going to have Pam Isaac come up and talk about this. Ms. Isaac.
Good afternoon. This is a request for proposals to have compliance monitoring for the solar projects that have the potential to come to Howard County. This is someone who would come in and monitor for drains and for highway and for all drains, that make sure that everything's in compliance with our drainage ordinance, our road use ordinance, all of those agreements. And so to be able to have a monitor in place, we need to get this RFP out and have people apply to potentially have this contract awarded.
The reason we are doing this now is because it is part of our road use and drainage. And we need to, we don't know what's going to happen, but we need to get this in place. Am I correct?
Correct.
So actually, we probably should have done this some
Sometime
amount of
back,
time
yes.
ago, but we need to get this in place. So, questions?
Just for your information, these would be engineering companies that would apply for these, that would make sure that all of our agreements are kept in place and they would have oversight, daily oversight of the projects.
And if this project is approved, then the solar company pays for it, correct?
Correct.
Normally, we go outside of this, wait till public comments, but Brad, come on up and ask your question.
I'm just curious, sir. Brad Simone. I'm just curious. Maybe you. Do we pick this outfit? Does the solar company pick the outfit? Who picks? Who chooses? You guys choose? That's all I need to know. As long as it's not the people that are paying for it. When they pay for stuff, they get what they want, right? So, okay, that's all I got. That's all I have. I just wanted that one little simple
And
question.
actually, you know, we would have highway and our surveyor greatly involved in that, picking it. Because that's who it's going to help the most, is our surveyor and highway.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I will send this out. They are due back by July the 7th.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Pam. There is one item from the sheriff's department about purchase of a scheduling system, and that has been tabled. Any new business to come before the,
Yes, sir, I do.
Still has one.
leave it up to Mr. Stone Street.
I have one item. I couldn't get it on the agenda in time because it came in after the deadline, but I don't want to wait on this. The north elevator has a small leak in the piston. I just want to get new packing put on there. I don't want to wait 2 weeks before we do this. So I would like to have Murphy Elevator do that. They are our elevator service company, and I would like to pay for that from Coomcat Building Upgrades, 1138.47243.
Bill, I understand that this does not put the elevator in any kind of danger or anything like that right now.
No, sir.
It
It's
just
a
needs
drip.
to be done.
But I want to get it while it's just a drip. So that's the whole point. It's perfectly fine and safe. They just did the annual inspection on it. And when they do that, it's a very rigorous, way out of scope test of it where they just load it down with iron and everything. And it passed with flying colors. It's just got a small leak. I don't want that to, and of course that leak goes into a little bucket. So, you know, it's perfectly safe.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Stone?
I'd make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved.
Thank you very much. Good.
That takes us to claims and reports. Salary claims.
$1,161,471.24.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. Payroll expense.
$1,161,471.24.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. operating claims.
$1,291,141.87.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. Do we have any claims to ratify?
None.
Any monthly reports?
None.
Do we have any grants?
None.
You're on a roll. Okay, thank you. Mr. Wilson,
I have one item. It's a resolution that extends the moratorium that was placed on battery energy storage systems. The 180-day moratorium will expire July 6th. This is a resolution that just extends it for another 180 days to give the commissioners time to investigate.
any questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is approved. I need a resolution number.
2025-BCCR-13.
That's all I have.
Okay. I'd just like to mention on that, we had all the volunteer fire department, fire chiefs, the city fire chief come in, and I just want to say thank you to all of them for coming in and sharing their thoughts on the BESS system. So we appreciate that. Okay. Mr. Bray.
I'd just like to thank County Highway and EMA and everybody that was out during the storm, and a great job that they did, keeping everybody safe.
Have nothing.
I will echo what Mr. Bray said. There was a lot of different people involved in that, including, you know, the city departments, the police department, the traffic department, county highway, county sheriff. A lot of people were involved in that. So we just appreciate it. And I want to echo once again, if anyone in the county had damage from the flood, please contact United Way so we can start tracking that. So we'd appreciate that. So it was an unexpected event that happened, so. Okay, public comments. Yes, sir, come up, give us your name and address.
My name's Jeff Ely. My address is 520 South Goyer Road in Kokomo. And I have about a 2-minute prepared statement I'd like to read.
Okay,
My name's Jeff Ely. I'm speaking on behalf of Unshackled Hearts, a jail and prison ministry that has worked with incarcerated individuals in Howard County and across Indiana for many years. Our mission is simple. We want to support rehabilitation. We want to help people use their time in custody to make meaningful changes so that when they return to society, they're ready to live productively for themselves, for their families, and for the community. One of the ways we do that is through books. We provide Bibles and other reading materials that focus on personal growth, accountability, and long-term change. Since early March, we've been trying to get clear understanding of the book policy at the Work Release Center. Sent respectful emails asking simple questions. When that left us without answers, we submitted a public records request. And yet, 3 months after first engaging with the county, we still don't have a clear or complete answer. Our inquiries have been met with vague emails, conflicting statements, and long periods of silence. We're not asking for special treatment. We're just trying to understand the rules so we can follow them if they're lawful and engage in respectful dialogue to change them if they're not. I want to be very clear. This issue could be resolved with one honest conversation, and it should be. But when government agencies ignore reasonable questions from the public, it creates unnecessary conflict. That's bad for the county, bad for the work release program, and bad for the taxpayers who ultimately carry the burden of those disputes. We're here today because we want to avoid that. We're asking openly and respectfully for someone in leadership to engage with us. No drama, no agenda, just a conversation. And if nothing else, the public deserves to know that a local nonprofit is trying, genuinely trying, to work with the county and has been met with silence. That's not how good government works. We still believe Howard County can do better. We still hope someone will prove us right. Thank you. That's
Thank you, but I'd like to respond to that,
okay.
okay? A month ago, month and a half ago, somewhere around there, I took it upon myself to work with Crossroads America, and we got 100 Bibles that was distributed between the Howard County Jail and the work release. So we did get that accomplished, okay? Currently, we are in the process of hiring a new probation director, community corrections director, right? And Commissioner Lipinski is on that team helping to find that person. So we're in a transition right now with that area, which includes work release. So I think that's where it stands. We're in this transition trying to find a new director. So you were communicating or trying to communicate with a director, then that director left, and so now we're trying to hire somebody new. So I apologize for that miscommunication, but that's where we're at. It's not that we're trying to put this off, because I used that example of probably 6 weeks ago or so. We worked with Crossroads America, and they donated 100 Bibles that we split between the two places. I believe in that, and we did that. We too want to serve the inmates, and so that's what we did.
And I'm aware of much of what you said, and I appreciate that. At the same time, we're trying to understand the policy as it exists today, so we know what we can do today. And we've been in pursuit of this for 3 months.
Sure.
And as we were not getting answers from certain individuals, we attempted to appeal up in their management. But as you are aware, that management is gone and is going to be replaced. But the person we were not getting answers from is the interim director. So it's just when we have no response to questions, how long are we expected to wait? And Mr. DeLong, when we were interacting with him, he wanted to get the county attorney involved, Mr. Wilson, and that was back on April 1st. But we got to a place where we said we have 6 specific questions we would like to get answers to, and Mr. Lovell said he was referring that to council, and that was more than a month ago. And we just said we need to escalate, because this is screaming for. I mean, we don't want to talk about and think about lawsuits and things like that just to get answers to questions. As we said, we've done APRA requests and gotten the inmate handbook to determine what it says, and it doesn't. It's clearly not correct and doesn't agree with the information we got from Amy Campbell, which doesn't agree with the information we got from Jeremy Lovell.
Right.
And so somewhere in there, we need to know what the rules are. And
Well,
it's,
you've come to the right place. Let me reassure you that. And we will work with Mr. Wilson, and we will get you an answer. And now, Yes, we will get you an answer to your question.
I appreciate that.
How's that?
Thank you for hearing me.
Okay, well, thanks for bringing it to us. Any other issues to be brought forth, public comment?
Joe Russo, 6412 West, 320 South in Rushville. So just a quick question for you three guys. With respect to Engie or Ranger, are there any economic development agreements either signed and in play or in process?
Well, of course, we're working on one with NG, but that's the only one I'm aware of.
Okay, so it's in process, but it's not been completely finished in terms of signed and all that. Okay, that's all I need to know.
Nothing signed. Not unless Brad signed one, I don't know.
Real quick, Clay Oliver, 5768 West, 009 South. I'd like to get a copy, if I could, of that resolution 13 that you just passed tonight, if you would. If somebody could just send it to me. I appreciate it.
Okay, she's
I
shaking
think,
her head,
I'm
yes.
sure you probably got my email address, so.
I've never heard of it.
Well, just, because Mick Owens was very instrumental in doing that, I want to make sure they get it to them because it's around their property, and I just want to
Sure.
make sure they have that, so, thank you.
Anything else? Going once, going twice? Okay, then I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.